Well, welcome to the channel. I guess you're either considering buying a Massey Ferguson GS1723, or either you've already purchased one. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some time and introduce you to this tractor. I know reading that owner's manual is a little bit difficult, so I'm just going to give you a walkthrough on the tractor, kind of show you the controls of it and how it works, because you may be new to this and never owned a tractor before, and it's got a few more functions than like a vehicle does. So I want to make sure that you're comfortable operating it once you get it home. I hope the person that sold you the tractor showed you how to operate it, but in case they didn't, maybe this will help you, or maybe you just didn't pay attention, you just kind of excited and you need a refresher course. So if that's you, well, come on, let's look at this tractor. Let me show you the functions of it, how it works, and get you familiar with it. All right, let's have a basic look at our tractor here. It's a pretty nice looking little tractor. It's got these, I guess you want to call them kind of an all-terrain tire. It's kind of easy on the grass, but yet it can still give you some traction. This version that I got, it came with a FL 1805 bucket. Mine, I didn't get it with the belly mower, but you can purchase it with that. And it also has the 3-point system on it, so we can hook up some attachments to it that way. Let's start off first by looking up under the hood. To open our hood, there's a button right here that we want to press, and that allows the hood to come up. And once you get the hood open, there's a latch right here that will go down in here and catch, and that way it'll keep it from falling back on you. All right, so of course right here is where we can put our coolant. I'm assuming that you have some basic understandings of how things work, but you might just need a little bit of help finding different things on the tractor. Let's go around here on the other side. So from here you can see right here is where our oil goes in at. Right down here is the dipstick where we'll use that to check our oil. It's a short little dipstick, but you can get to it real easy. We'll go ahead and close the hood back. It just closes up in there and just come down the latches. So on here we've got our throttle. This is our cruise control, of course our ignition switch. This right here is going to be the forward. This is going to be the reverse. Our controls for our bucket. Here's the how we control our speed, our 2 speeds of slow and fast on it, indicated by, of course, a turtle and a hare. This is how we'll operate the PTO, by raising it and lowering it. And I'm going to explain to you all the functions a little better. I just kind of want to give you an overview. Right up under the seat, here is our control to slide our seat. Right here is our 4-wheel drive. This right here is going to be the how fast your 3-point system raises and lowers. Here's the cutting height of your belly mower. We got a nice little storage here just to put a few things. I think some of them comes with some kind of accessory right there, but mine don't have it. Here's where our gas goes in at. If I'm not mistaken, I think it has a 7-gallon tank. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's right. Here's where we put our hydraulic fluid in at. There's an indicator right there that shows if it's got hydraulic fluid in it or not. And then over here on this side, this is your 540. So you engage it, that's what turns the rear PTO on. Your 2000 right here, it turns on the mid PTO. And then this is what engages the PTO. Tilt steering, your light functions, and your emergency brake. Here's your brake, and this is your differential lock. Okay, so let me get on here and kind of show you a few of these operations. So we're gonna first discuss how we start the tractor. So when you first start it, you want to turn it to the glow plug position, which is right there, for 5 seconds, and you'll know it's there because the glow light will come on. After you've had it on about 5 seconds, you can go ahead and just turn it all the way over and it'll crank up. So here's our throttle. It recommends that once you first start it, to get it to 1500 RPMs and leave it there to let it warm up. If it's a real cold day, say you live up north somewhere, or even here in the south, it can get cold here also. What it wants you to do is, instead of just turning on the glow plug, is you just turn it right there, and you will hear it doing some clicking, and that light right there will come on, and that's warming the engine up. It recommends to do that for 30 seconds, and then you'll go to the glow plug position, and then you'll crank it up. So if you're going to be running your PTO, you want to be running it here at 2500 RPMs. That's for the rear PTO. We'll get it on up there. And that's the preferred position to run it at. All right, so we'll show you the cruise control function, which is right here. So as we get going, which let me do that, I'm gonna go ahead and press her. So we're going to go right here onto our controls right here, and we'll put it into the I'm going to put it into the rabbit position, because I like to go fast. And we'll go ahead and give it a little bit of gas, and we'll start moving forward. And once we get going, we can engage that by just pushing it down. And let our foot off the pedal, and now we're just moving. Like I said, I like to go a little bit faster, so we'll speed it up just a little bit. There we go. To disengage the cruise control, we can just hit the pedal and it'll come to a stop. So since I've showed you the forward, like I said, this makes the tractor go forward. This pedal right here is the reverse, so it does just the opposite. This does have a very quick stop when you let off the gas. But it does have a brake, which is over here. Let me kind of cut it down a little bit where you can hear me. So if we're on a hill or something, we'll use that. We can take this and take our emergency brake and push it down, and that sets our emergency brake. That way, even if we do mash the gas, we're not going anywhere. Take the emergency brake off. Like I said, right here is your differential. So what that is this thing only actually runs with one wheel. If we get a little bit stuck or get spinning, like we're on some wet grass or something, so while you're going, you can just push that in and it turns it on, and they'll both start spinning. You can't really tell nothing here. Maybe you can a little bit if I turn the wheel. Yeah, it went down then, and now we're running all of the or both wheels. It also has, let me cut it off for a minute where you can hear me. We also have tilt steering right here, so I can push that thing up, and then the steering wheel goes up and down real easy. When I get in position where I want it, I just push it down and lock it. Of course, our controls, we got left blinker. I'm having a hard time talking this morning. I don't know what's going on. Hope I ain't having a stroke or nothing. I don't mean to make light of that. That's a pretty serious situation. I do apologize. But so there's our left blinker. We can go up to the right blinker. We've got our hazard lights right there, and then we got just our headlights, which are right there. So let me get off here and show you. We'll cut the hazard zone and let you see them. We'll come around to the front, and you can see those also. Go ahead and turn our headlights on. And there they are. The bucket can kind of get away of your headlights, so you'll make sure you keep your bucket low. Well, you always want to have your bucket low anyway, anytime you're driving, in case you start to tilt one way or another, you can catch yourself. All right, so let's look at a few more functions. So we'll talk about the PTO. So since I don't have the belly mower, I will not use this function right here at all. If you don't, you'll never use this either. If you do, there's a little PTO rod right there, and that's what will turn that. So what we're going to be doing is just using this one. So let me go ahead and crank it up. So whenever we before we use the PTO, we have to put it on that one, and that's just for one for the rear. So once you get this engaged, this right here is actually what's going to start your PTO. Whenever I turn it, or when I push it forward, this rod right here is going to start spinning. We'll see if we can't make it work here after a while. But it's got a safety kill switch on it that whenever I try to engage it, it kills it. So that's there to help with your safety. Okay, here in a minute I will show you how this works. I'm not going to be able to show you this without any weight on the 3-point system, but once you got some weight on it, it controls how fast it dumps. So we'll look at that in a minute. So let's get up here and we'll work on the, let's look at the bucket functions. All right, so we got a few different positions. First of all, we have the lift by taking our stick and pulling it back. And you see that lifts our bucket. Then we have the lower by pushing it forward. And we got two different parts of this. We've got just the regular drop, and then we have the float. I'll show you what that is. So if I pull it up, okay, and I take it and I push it forward, you see it brings it down. But whenever I'm going along the ground, like I want to go reverse and I want to drag and pull gravel, I can push this all the way forward like that, and then the bucket just floats on the ground and it stays level on the ground, to where I can put it in reverse and I can just drag along the ground. And if I had gravel or something there, it would just be smooth and just smooth everything out. You can actually still, while I'm doing that, still tilt your bucket. But I just don't want to. So you still have the operations of the curl and dump function while you got it floating. But just for this purpose, we're not going to do it. So like I said, you can pull it this way. Well, let me get it. So if I were to pull it to the left, you can see that curls your bucket. And if you push it to the right, that dumps your bucket. Now with this, you see it has two little sections right here. This is a quick dump. So it's gonna be hard to tell right here, but if it had gravel or something in it and I need to hurry up and dump it, I can take that thing and push it all the way over and it will dump it real fast. You can also use by pushing it forward and then curling your bucket, you'll watch it can actually pick your tractor up and get it off the ground where you can get up under it and work on it. All right. Well, so as far as the basic functions of the tractor, that's it. What we'll do now is I'm gonna kind of show you how to use the quick disconnect on the bucket and kind of how to hook up the 3-point hitch. But that's just the basic operation of the tractor. Well, I'll tell you what I can do. I can kind of get on here and show you how fast it'll go. You'll probably want to know that if you don't own it. So let me crank it up and we'll do that. All right, kind of get my bucket just a little bit off the ground. We're gonna kick our RPMs up. So we'll get it about right there. We'll give it a go. So let me put it in the rabbit position. We'll just kind of run around the property real quick. here and that we dropped off the other day. I'm just gonna see if I can scoop it up a little bit, get it out of the way a little bit. Scoop this up just a little more. Okay, so here's something I failed to show you. I'm having a little bit of hard time pushing right now. Well, that's because I don't have it in four-wheel drive. So that's what this little lever right here is for. We'll pull that thing down in four-wheel drive. I'm gonna put it back here on the slow speed. Now we'll get us a little bit of power. So we cleaned that up pretty good. All right, so let's go work on changing some of the attachments on this. And this is in the real slow speed. You can see it's be a good speed for the kids to learn how to drive on. All right, so let's go hook up another attachment real quick. All right, so let's look at how we do the quick attachment. So for this thing, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're in neutral. You can't see my fat butt's in the way. We're in neutral, and we'll go ahead and we'll set the parking brake. Slide the steering wheel up here where I can get off. So to do these quick attachments, they're pretty simple. All we're going to do, you see there's a, if you can see there's a little catch right there that's going to catch into this. Let me see if I can get it a little bit closer. You see this little catch? It's going to catch in this right here. So what we're going to do is just kind of take it and pull it up just like that. So what we'll do is we'll just go on the other side, we'll just reach around and grab it and pull it up and just kind of pull back. And it catches just like that. Now then, what we can do is we'll come over here and we're just gonna lower our bucket just like that. So you see how it was on it. We're just gonna push it forward, and then whenever we push it all the way down, see it loosens up and catches up under there. So we can get back on here, we can pull off of it. Go ahead and release our brake, put it in gear and reverse out of it. Then we can lower it up. We can go, or we can raise it up and then go find another attachment. So we'll just go in there, act like we got another attachment out here, and what we'll do, we're just going to drive up to it, kind of pull it down, and you just want to line them parts up down there to that. Get up under it, and then all you want to do is just pull back, and it gets you bucked. Let me show what it looks like up here. So when I pull back on it, so it just gets the bucket and just picks it up. And then I can just take it and just tilt it right on back. All right. So let me set the parking brake again. Put it in neutral or it will die. Got that safety seat where it cuts off if it's not neutral. But this is the easiest part. So to release this handle, all we're gonna do is just take and just kind of hit it just like that. You can just switch on the other side and it's locked in. It's got these little pins right here that drops down and catches. And that's all there is to it. So the next thing we're gonna do is go hook up the 3-point hitch. And I'll show you how the PTO works. All right, let's work on lining up this PTO. Your little arm right here, if you'll try to get it in the center, I wasn't perfect, but it was close enough, and that'll kind of get you in close vicinity where you want to be. Let me bring the camera over a little closer where you can see what we're doing. All right, so whenever you're hooking up your 3-point, you want a couple tools. You want a hammer and a screwdriver usually. But what you do is you just take your pin out and you just want to line one of these up. So what we're going to do is we're going to crank our tractor up and get our PTO arm, and we're going to start wanting to let the arms down. It goes a little slow when it don't have any weight on it. Put a little weight on it, it'll go a little faster. We'll get it down there. That'll be good enough. All right, so now we'll get our ball and get it turned, get it lined up. See if we can get this pin somewhat in here. Takes a little bit of maneuvering. This is where you get that hammer I was talking about. Kind of push it around a little bit. There we go. Got that one in. And we'll put that pin in there. Come over here to the other side. Take that pin out. Just kind of you just have to kind of move it around a little bit. There's probably an easier way to do this, but I just ain't figured it out yet. Best way I can do it. It'd probably been easier for me to run the pin through that way, but I can't ever do nothing the easy way. Let's go ahead and do it that way. Make it a little easier on ourselves. All right, there it is. Let me put the pin in it. All right, so next we're gonna mess with this arm. Well, this arm, it's got this little catch right here that if you pull it up, it drops down and lets it go free. If you need to hold it up, you can push it in there and get it caught up and let it be held up. But right now we want it free, so we're just gonna let it hang down. I'm gonna take the pin out of it. Alright, so to fix this situation, what we want to do is we're going to take and turn this thing and extend it out. I'm actually going the wrong way. There we go. We get it lined up and extend it out like that. There we go. Go a little bit further with it. And there we go, it's in. Now this is what I was talking about, where we use the screwdriver. We'll tighten it up a little bit, get some good tension on it. So I'll take the screwdriver and I'll put it in there, and we'll turn and get it good and tight. This right here is what we'll use. We'll actually put a level on it and make sure it's level. That looks like it's pretty level to me. Now then, if it's too high or too low on one side, you're going to have to be on perfectly level ground. But what you'll do is you'll tighten up this right here. So this right here, this is what you'll twist and turn to raise and lower this side. And you can tighten up these chains with this part here. So it's just playing with it, trying to figure out the right part. All right. Now then, for the last section, is actually hooking up the PTO. All right. So with this, there's actually a little spring right here. Let me see if I can show it to you. You're always going to have a little spring right there that matches right there, and that's why it releases it, so you can turn it. And may cut it off for this. Never mess with this running, so I'm gonna cut it off. All right, so now that we know where that little spring is, what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in here, we're gonna push that spring in, and we're gonna extend this arm. And that's kind of rotated a little bit till we can get it to fit on there. If you can't tell by my cutter, it's a little bit old, so it don't work as easy as some of this newer stuff. Well, I'm gonna kind of pick it up, make it push itself on. There it goes. It just, the button was just a little bit stuck. Let's make sure it's on there good. Yeah, it's on there good now. The button might need a little grease on it. All right, so you may decide to do this part last, give you a little bit more room to work. I'm gonna tighten that up real good. It appears to be good and tight. All right, so now let me show you, let me kind of get it out in the field a little bit, and I'm gonna show you a little bit how it works. Okay guys, let me talk to you a little minute about reality. You watch some of these other videos, and you've got people who's got all this brand new equipment, and everything works perfectly for them. They do some good video editing, and everything looks hunky-dory. But I want you to see the real side of it. I want you to see how dirty my hands are, how nasty I got, how I kind of cut my arm up a little bit. Working with some older equipment, it don't slide in there smooth. You got to work with it and finagle it. But that's a good reason to buy a quick hitch, which I've got one ordered, and we're going to do a video later on it. So if you will, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification button. That way you'll get notified when I do these videos. I'm doing video today also about installing these steps. You see, I already got them installed. We didn't have them on earlier at the start of this video. I did that a while ago. We put a plate on the bottom of it called a sentinel plate. Protects the undercarriage, the filters and the fans up under there from getting hit by sticks and running your tractor. So that's what it's all about. I mean, owning a tractor, brand new tractor, it's great. I love it. But sometimes when you got a brand new tractor, it's a little bit hard to afford good equipment to pull with it. But this thing works good. It's been working good for years. It's probably been around since the early 80s. So, and it still works. But let me show you how it works, okay? Come on with me for a minute. So let's crank it up. Gotta make sure it's in neutral. All right. Earlier in the video, we talked about this little setting right down here. This is what increases and lowers the speed of how fast it goes up and down. Let me show you. So I'll stand right here where you can kind of, let me get where you can see both of us. Okay, so all right, we're all the way up with it. So the speed of this, when we go down, that's how fast it goes down. We can tighten it up like this. Let's see how that does. So when we drop it, you see how fast that drops? That's too fast. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go all the way over with it. We'll raise it up, come down with it. Oh man, it's not moving at all. Let's turn it just a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about 5. That's we want it about 2. So I'm gonna turn it just a little bit more. 1, 2. That's about right there. So that's where we're at. Now let me show you the PTO on it. I'm gonna have to get on the tractor, but let me set it back here where you can see it. And what's gonna happen when we engage it, it's gonna, that little pulley up there is gonna start turning, and it's gonna make this turn. All right, watch what I'm talking about. So if you remember that lever that we talked about earlier that goes to the 540, we're gonna have to set it on it. All right, we're gonna have to get our RPMs up to 2,500. That's where we're gonna set at. Now when we engage the one that engages the PTO, So we got it set. So we can come up with it. We can drop it down. And that's it in action. Well, all right, that's how the tractor operates. So I just want to tell you, I appreciate every one of you. I appreciate what you do for me on subscribing to my channel and liking my videos and leaving the comments. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And just always remember that I love you and God loves you, and say hello to your mom and them. Goodbye.